Well, hello. Ignore the terrible background. I don't really actually give a fuck. I look like I'm still in college. Jesus Christ. But it's another after show. It's one of our last ones, which is kind of crazy to think that the season is almost over. But it's time to recap episode 9, and I'm here with two amazing guests from Subversion Live Season 2, so they know what they're talking about. They've lived the horror that is this game. They've all made it very deep, so they know the mind games and all the shit that they're going through at this point. But if you've not watched the 9th episode, go do that. Come join our Discord. Come talk shit in the Discord. It's way more fun there anyway. But let's get into our two guests. She's back again because y'all are so bad. She had to come back and tell you how terrible you all are. It's Sam Wagner.
I have words to say. But I'm going to wait because I know our other special guest has words to say probably too.
As he does. He's Maddie's best friend. It's Matt Pav.
Why do I have to be linked to her at all?
Just because I know she's going to now furiously DM me that I called her Maddie. And
I was just thinking on this episode, because I would go out like in the following one, and it's like, why did I have to share an episode with Maddie? And then, whoever's next gets their own episode. But
that's just, that was like nature coming full circle. That's why that had to happen.
Yeah.
The only way we'd have it. But let's hop on in. Let's hop straight on in. It's Stephanie. Stephanie was executed in the last episode. And besides really Sammy, everyone had kind of not really thought she was the mole for many, many rounds. And at this point, it's kind of like a double-edged sword to have someone go that's kind of in that position. It's kind of like, it's not very helpful, but it's also like kind of reassuring to be like, all right, I wasn't like crazy stupid to have ruled her out, but like one of those executions, I mean, season 2 had plenty of them where kind of someone goes, it's kind of inconsequential. And y'all are like, well, that's unhelpful.
I do think, though, at this point in the game, we were losing. Like, when we lost Tay, that was like, I know it wasn't for you, Matt, but like for almost everyone else in the game, it was a huge revelation. It was around this point in the game, too. So I feel like the people we lost it early, we were like, oh, yeah, duh. But then at this point, this like double that they're verging on is when we started to lose people that were like huge names that we really needed to check off our list. So I'm curious. I think that's what ends up happening this episode, but I'm curious to see what other people say in their like next episode preview talking.
Yeah, I got the feeling that maybe one was, one wasn't, would be my guess. But just from watching the show, there was one person I was like, oh, they were on my like potential mole radar. But the other one was like, nah, there's no way. But I also feel like in our season, like I was always on the opposite trail. I'd be shocked by someone that everyone else was like, yeah, I knew it wasn't Kim. And I'd be like, I thought it was Kim, or,
Well, you also thought I was the mole. So how about that?
I kept thinking about what's the more interesting thing.
Hear me
I
out.
was shocked. More people didn't think you were the mole on site, Sam, to be completely honest. Like me 5 feet away. I was like, most people have to think she's the mole, right? And they didn't.
I will say, though, I do think potentially where my little mind is at right now, someone took a page out of the mole but not a mole playbook for this season, and I'm doubling down. I'm not going to we're going to say that at the end, so I'm going to wait. Mm-hmm. But I have thoughts, and I think people might have done that this season. So anyways.
Well, let's
a little bit. Make people watch until the end.
They'll watch no matter what. These people are gluttons for punishment.
If they're watching all the way through those challenges, then
they lived this shit and honestly gave me hives.
I watched the full challenge this time. That was long.
Let's get to their boat building. Oh, wowza! All right. Whatever floats your boat. They split into 2 groups of 4. We've got Taylor, Alex, Jabbar, and Cooper together, and then we've got Colby, Sammy, Liz, and Julia together. They got 45 minutes to craft a boat out of supplies and also earning copper, which, let's see if I can make sure not to say Copper and Cooper too much in common today. Earning copper in order to sail it across from start to finish. The more copper they have in their boat and that they can successfully move at the end of the challenge, more money that they'll earn. But obviously they have to build a boat that can withstand the quote-unquote weight of all the copper that they earn. So it's kind of like they're building, but also have to come and answer some ridiculous Reddit questions that we have concocted for them.
Good thing they're all so dumb that they didn't get a lot of copper, so their boats weren't very heavy.
Yeah, they didn't have that many. They didn't have that much copper. I think Julia, Liz, Sammy, Colby had 23 copper in total, and then the boys, Taylor, Alex, Jabbar, Cooper, only had 19. So they didn't have that. I mean, they could have earned up to 60. So I mean,
not
are
that
they
bad.
dumb though, or are the people answering the Reddit surveys dumb? Because some of them were bad answers.
yes.
I am okay. That was actually the first note that I took about this episode. You're trying to tell me that you don't know pickles would go on pizza? People do that. Pickles go on pizza. Have you never seen a hot chicken pizza before? Dumb as fuck. That was the easiest question in the world. I would put 10 on pizza no matter what. And they're like, yeah, put it in a cheese omelet. You want eggs and pickles, you dumb fuck? Oh my God. I was at work, so I wasn't screaming, but I was genuinely like, they're so stupid, or they're trying to be the mole so bad in this moment, but I actually think they're just dumb.
Oh, Sam, I've missed you. I also think with that question, I think that the pickles would go really well with something like chili, but I think people would just rather eat pepperoni pizza than any of the other things. So it doesn't matter whether there's pickles on them or not. That's the thing that you're going to want to eat the most.
That was probably the one
someone
question.
said cheese with meat jerky, which isn't even a thing as far like I like charcuterie or salami or something, but like meat jerky makes it sound disgusting.
Yeah.
And not like cracker. I mean, that was odd. I was like, it's crackers or it's bread. It's the only possible options.
Literally, it should have just been crackers and wine, period.
Also, like there was no question it wasn't one of those. Also,
literally.
Jabbar being like, let's just put it on and guess without hearing the question. Why? It takes 30 seconds to hear the question, Jabbar. Why are we guessing? How much time do you really need to go back and not help build the boat? Embarrassing. And honestly, I don't think Jabbar's the mole. I think he's just impatient.
Yeah, he definitely seems very impatient.
No, it really did tickle me because obviously I'm with the Reddit people. I'm not with the boat builders the whole time. So I'm like, yeah, Jabbar's really fucking impatient right now. And then to see the footage, I'm like, bitch is not even attempting to build shit. I'm like, impatient for what? You're this antsy to get back to building. Build what?
Their boat, they felt like they could have made that in about a minute, I think. It felt like they just put some pieces of tape together and stuck a string on it. The other one
never
was
had to go to like summer
well
camp.
crafted.
Everyone and their brother has done that before at any kind of camp, after school program, anything. I do it like once quarterly when I was running my after school program, and they can't build a boat. They can't use straws.
Oh, Sam, we don't all run after school programs.
Okay, well,
normal adults.
Sue me.
But 45 minutes is plenty of time.
That's
so
45 minutes?
45 minutes.
Built a real boat in 45 minutes.
That is genuinely embarrassing.
No,
that's what they came up with.
Yeah, like I saw Julia, Liz, Sammy, and Colby's, but I was like, well done. I looked at the other boat and said, wowza, not as well done. 45 minutes, time wear, effort wear.
I mean, Julia coming up with the scissors package idea, I thought that was pretty good. Finding something that like could carry things and would float sort of on its own. That was very smart. I also noted good fit on Lee. I thought he looked like boating attire.
Very much.
Oh, that's funny.
Hit the brief very well. No, I'm trying to like look back at the questions. Yeah, I mean, I think you really highlighted the ones that were really like odd to me. Like Cooper and Alex putting anything on cheese and jerky was crazy to me.
For what?
Yeah,
So I feel like in the last couple episodes, there's been so much heat on Colby. And I don't think Colby's the mole. I simply don't. And everyone thinks Colby's the mole. But like, I feel like, I mean, maybe I haven't watched every second of every challenge. So maybe I haven't seen the things everyone says he's been throwing or being sus. But like, I feel like every time I've seen him, he's genuinely tried and been like a good challenge competitor. And maybe there have just been a couple of instances where he's like thrown things in a way that made it seem sus rather than like obvious, like someone like Ben. And so I'm wondering like where people are getting so much sus from him from, if it was just a few instances that they're like trying to latch onto. But I don't know. I just feel like he seems like a genuinely well-rooted player. And I stand Colby. I do. So if he's the mole, good job.
I think he could be the mole, but I also think this cast is full of Carsons. That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, he made a guest appearance a couple episodes ago.
Great. No, I miss him. I like Carson. Carson's great, but it just feels like Cooper's a Carson. You know, Colby's a Carson. Taylor's a Carson. Sammy's sort of a Carson. Like, I mean, there's just all these Carsons, and they're all. It seems like there's a lot more of that. Like, I'll try to seem like them all, or like a Carson or a Nathan, I guess.
Yeah.
Where they don't feel like there's as much of that with us. I don't know.
I do think it's interesting. In the couple of challenges, Julia was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this to get heat on me. And I'm like, no one thinks you're the mole at this point. Literally, like, no people have said that. To me, Julia is giving like, what'd you say?
She was the one person nobody said. Like, nobody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so I'm like, I feel like it's a player who established themselves too well in the beginning as a not mole, realizing too late in the game that they want to be a mole decoy, and not realizing like people aren't going to buy into it. So now it's like you're just draining money from the pot for no reason because no one's going to add you to their suspect list at this point in the game. So I think it's a poor read on her end that she thinks there's mole sus on her enough to be like throwing challenges to the extent that it feels like she is.
Right. Like that would have been like if I just suddenly started acting like a mole again, you know, towards the end of the game when I knew nobody thought it was me. It was just like, there's no point.
Yeah. Get money so I can win it in the end.
Yeah, it was one of the few confessionals I wrote down where I was like, it's a very interesting change up because she has been this like pro team leader. I'm going to lead the challenges. I'm going to lead it to success. And now more so in the second challenge, she's like, I'm going to do things to for sure make it ambiguous. And so we lose money and maybe people will look at me. It's like, well, babes, it's like round 6, round 7 at this point. It's a little too late to be coming to the table with some sus. Like you have to sprinkle it throughout if you want people to think it's you. But again, there's risks in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be the town hero, be the town hero. Don't switch it up. But this was just a challenge that on many faces failed in a lot of regards. Like I'm looking at like not even thinking pepperoni pizza was crazy to me. Like jalapenos sure aren't pickles, but like they got vinegar. Like it just felt very similar.
Like I understand. I could also like them putting some on tacos. Sure. Like,
tacos, chili.
Pickled things go in tacos. That's totally fine. I could see a 5-5 split there, but that one was such an obvious answer to me, and they all avoided it. I also think it was interesting that the one team split their answers so much. I think it was specifically Liz and whoever she was with a couple times.
Sammy,
split there's like 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, and it's like, well, at that point, you're barely getting anything. Like, just go in heavier. And I feel like that's a very mole-ish behavior. That's like, I'm going to detract from the pot without completely negating the pot. So it still looks like I'm trying. I just didn't do as much. And I think that type of like subverting behavior is the thing that I find the most suspect. The thing I would look at the most as a mole, as like someone as my mole suspect is, are you trying to like take money away without being crazy about it in a way that people probably would overlook?
Yeah, because I mean, especially when it was like a 2-answer question, just like, just go for it. You know, just throw them all in, then you'll double.
Yeah, be a little crazy, have a little fun, especially when there's only 2 options. Like go like as much as like Taylor obviously was wrong, and Cooper I think was on his team was wrong about the French for a month, British for a year. But like I respect the 9-1. I respect
whatever Reddit threads you're going on are clearly a little French phobic because like
literally,
why wouldn't you want to be French for a month? Like I don't know, that seems more fun. Being British
sucks.
No offense to British people, but I don't know that it's that much fun or different than being an American.
The question I was like genuinely shocked by.
Well,
the question I was genuinely shocked by was the one where people said they would want a stable form of government across the entire world. Like,
crazy.
That's so stupid and bad.
Who's running that government?
Who's running that government, Matt? Who's
Well,
running
yeah.
that government?
Who's running that government that's running? Like, that is a complete dictatorship. That is like, we are being controlled by, you know, like AI or aliens or something at that point. That's the only way that would work.
Certainly Reddit will shut that shit down. No,
maybe,
apparently they're all dumb incels.
Maybe they wanted to invent that, though, because then they would be the one running that government, which I did think. I was like, well, if I invented it, then maybe I would be the ruler, and that would be a good spot to be in.
Okay. Touche.
You know what? Touche.
But I would think trash robots would be the most fun. Maybe just because I like Wall-E.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
And like I don't know, like being the cancer person, I think I thought that's what was going to be picked, honestly. But
yeah,
I think trash robots is more
cooler,
fun and less sad.
Yeah, better for the world.
Yeah. Well,
like pick your poison on that one. The last thing that really struck me is the one about the insect infestation, and that Liz and Julia even put anything on cellar spiders was quite crazy to me.
What?
Why even want to sell on something that said spiders? I mean, most people
politely. Why?
No.
Literally.
Because the other ones were like cute things.
Yeah.
I think fireflies was wrong. Like, I think butterflies would be, or ladybugs would be better probably, but
I thought butterflies are just kind of big. I thought I would want butterflies personally, but butterflies, they're just large.
But fireflies are only fun when it's dark out. Otherwise, they're just flies.
But they're like cuter.
Are they cute? I don't even know what they really look like. They light up.
They're like this long, and they're black, and they have a little red head. They're nice. They're nice. I caught them a lot.
That would be the third place answer, but you know, what do I know? I don't think I would have done that well in this. I also would have wanted to be a dragon or whatever that was, over just have a work from home job. Maybe.
That's because again, people on Reddit are bad. I put up an "Am I the asshole?" one time, and they told me I was the asshole, and I was not the asshole.
You're gonna have to now link the "Am I the asshole?"
Yeah, I kind of want to.
It got taken down because it was not safe for work, and so it got taken down.
All right, well, you can just send it to us.
We can talk about it offline. I wasn't the asshole, for the record.
Okay,
I'm not.
Okay.
Oh Lord, I'm dying now. Well, that's for the Patreon exclusive to figure out what this Reddit story is, but. Let's get to the boats and the regaling. So, Not Normal, which is the Liz, Sammy, Julia, Colby team, had 23 copper. They get all 23 across. Their boat was solid. Well done. Like, the other team, not so much. So
Why did they name it Jack Miller?
I don't know. I don't know why they called it the SS Jack Miller. I don't.
He was there. We saw him.
I don't try and understand some of these people.
Who is Jack Miller? Is this a person from the universe?
He's on Prod.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
That's okay.
We might have called him Bear while we were on site.
Oh, Bear. Okay.
Okay, then yeah, you might know him as Bear.
I also did not do a great job of learning anyone on Prod's name until after we were done. I was crazy and tired the whole time.
And you didn't have to know any of us, and honestly, we're
enough. I had to put so many things in my head.
You had a lot of stuff to memorize.
No, literally, you had plenty of other things to focus on. But the SS Jack Miller, which is Taylor, Alex, Jabbar, and Cooper's boat, had 19 copper on it to begin, but it starts to sink halfway through, and they lose 6 copper along the way.
Yeah.
And it starts to sink, and they all just kind of stand there and like watch it sink. And it's not until they're like, "Hey, you can like keep going. It's not like dead." It just really was a travesty to watch. They even get it to the end of the wall and again just sit there and like watch the boat start to sink a bit. I'm like, grab the boat.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to like tell you to do everything? Like, holy shites.
Also, like all of them kind of falling over each other to get the boat there. Like, maybe just pick one person, like the other team did. Like, what are you doing? Respectfully.
Yeah, they're all getting in each other's way. Too many cooks.
It was messy. It was so messy. I didn't like it. They were bad.
It was rough.
I knew they were going to lose though immediately.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the teams were put together, I was like, well, they're not going to win.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. Plus, there are 2 engineers on the other team. It was kind of a wrap from the very beginning.
Yeah, and just all the women. We all know women are better than men, so that's
well, also that.
Valid.
Well, at the beginning of the challenge, the winning team, whoever brought the most copper across, was promised some +1s. 3+1s that they must democratically agree to give out amongst the group. But if they can't come to a unanimous decision, then no one gets anything. And as one would expect, no one gets anything, which is unfortunate because I'm sitting there feeling really bad for Sammy, who has gotten pretty much nothing all game outside of her +1 in the very beginning. But otherwise, she's never really had opportunities to earn anything opposed to people like Colby and Julia. It was just really sad to see her really fight for her +1 and the group say no. And had Sammy had a +1, she would have survived the execution as well.
Yeah, especially
double her.
Yeah, that's
double her. But yeah, it was just hard to watch. I'm like, damn, she has the best case. Like,
and they all were like, you should get it, but I'm not gonna give it to you. Could one person have gotten all of them? That was
if they chose to give all 3 to the same person, and then
because then it's like, okay, whatever, this one person. I guess when there's a double eviction, maybe you don't want to do that, but I think that would be the nicer thing to do. Just give them all to one person, and then.
Did you have played more than 1+1 on the same quiz?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was curious because people hadn't done that in the past, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like the egotistical bitch in me, but I would have been like, yeah, take them. I don't give a fuck. Like, if we were all, because I feel like I also really wanted Sammy to have one. I was like, all right, like, okay, if you guys really fucking think you need them, I don't. Like, I'm better than you. And that's why I lost.
Or work out a deal like I did with Carson, like, granted, didn't really help that much, but,
play rock, paper, scissors, like, do something
from them. Be like, I'll give you up this if you all let me look at your notebooks or something, or something.
It seemed like they all just had a foregone conclusion that like everyone was going to be as selfish as they were, and that there wasn't even room to negotiate. And that was a misplay on all of their parts, because I think that if it came down to it and it was earned in some way between the 3 of them, or bartered, I feel like they could have come to a compromise.
Yeah. Opportunity wasted. And if the mole was on that team, they could have just let everyone else. But of course, they wouldn't let that happen. That it just seems lame when you win something and then you don't get anything for it.
And they don't know that Colby still has a +1 in his pocket because he earned 1 at the top. He earned 2 at the top 10. He only played 1 at 10. He then played the blackout at 9. So no one knows that he still is holding on to 1. It's also just unfortunate to watch because I'm like, Colby, bitch, you have 1 in your pocket. Like, you literally can afford to give your 3 teammates 1 as well. And I get it's a selfish game, but it's just hard to watch for him. Like, you all work together so well. And in the end, they all get thrown in the water.
My God. Taylor jumping in the water. I audibly gasped. That was so fucking funny.
I mean, it's he's not wearing a pilgrim outfit, but it was still pretty fun. And I appreciated that. I was very pro Taylor in that point of just like, yeah, try it. Nobody said that you couldn't take them. So give it a shot. Maybe this is your golden opportunity.
This is your moment.
This is your moment. Have it. It was crazy. And like, I do think it's going to spill his bullshit, but like, he left some of the wet socks like when he went home to Austin, and we were like cleaning up the Airbnb, and we found some of the wet socks, and may it always be a treasure. We sent it back to him, but may it always be a treasure of him jumping into the pool for no fucking reason to grab 3+1s that we weren't going to let him keep.
Yeah.
You mailed him socks? Were they like expensive socks?
He left a lot of shit. Had it just been socks, we would have thrown them away, but he left a bunch of his clothes, so we sent it to him after the fact.
He's doing his best.
Be like season 2 people. Like, season 2 didn't leave much shit behind. Only like Shilpa left her swimsuit. Otherwise,
Which is actually crazy considering that like a majority of us flew out at 4 in the morning after being out at the casinos like all night. I think I got an hour of sleep. Like, I'm surprised I didn't leave anything.
Yeah, and we were drunk and crazy that last night.
We were not well.
No, y'all were not well at all. And sure, we partied like crazy after filming for 3, but like, we didn't go to the casinos. Obviously, we're in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, but like, they left so much shit. Season 3 was a disaster. Like, we had to mail so much crap back, including Taylor's wet socks from the pool.
That was something I just wanted to bring up generally between our season and this season. It seems like they're all getting along pretty well in a way that I find not entertaining. Like they're just like they all seem like nice, normal people. Like a little weirdness to them, but they're not like psychopaths like some of the people.
That's the magic of editing, baby.
I was gonna say, I feel like there are no like on air hatreds. I feel like we had a lot of like hatred that played into our storylines pretty well. Right. So I feel like that's why it was edited in. But I feel like there is a lot of hatred running rampant behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No one is annoying as Maddie. There's no Maddie in there. She should be they should inflict her on every season.
I'll be right back.
There's definitely some animosity aflow in this.
And who's the most who dislikes each other the most? This is what I want to know.
It's a good question. I don't know. Really, there's a few that are battling for top contender. Honestly, okay. Like you see it. Julie and Ben don't really fuck with each other.
Oh well, yeah. Ben was getting on everyone's nerves. I think.
Yeah, Ben was getting on everyone's nerves. I don't think Julie and Ian particularly got along on site. I think they've gotten better since the experience.
At the beginning, I thought he was going to be the most like me, and then he was out first. But
no,
he gave me Matt vibes. I was like, oh, that seems like the Matt. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, he definitely was coming in playing to be antagonistic to people and really grind people's gears. He definitely was planning to be like a Carson type. I mean, who wasn't trying to be a Carson this season?
Really, like a lot of people. I did like Ben. Ben was having a good time. I think I would have found him annoying though too.
Oh yeah, like playing with Ben and hosting Ben are two different things, and like I can respect why people did not fuck with Ben on site, but I, as a viewer, was having a great time.
If I was hosting a game, I would love to have a Ben.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, I damn want to. Sam would have tried to snap his neck had you played with Ben.
Oh, I would have. I would have. Watching him made me irate. I just like, I can't. I get it. Listen, let me on my soapbox. I understand the point of the mole, right? You're supposed to be a mole decoy, blah 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 blah, whatever. But like, have some fucking respect for the game, man. Like, the whole point of the mole is not for the mole to come out and be like, I'm the mole, hee. I'm gonna throw every challenge and make it so we get $0. It's to be discreet about it. It's to not like be so glaringly obvious and annoying about it that everyone hates you. And it's like, they don't hate him because he obviously seems like a nice enough guy that people were like somewhat sad to see him go personally, but not game wise. But it's just like, respect the game and the fact that it is a game that takes a ton of effort to be put on, and you're just shitting on it and not trying anything. Like, the care in me. I just care too much. I care too much to even watch someone not try to that extent. It just hurts my feelings. I don't like it.
It felt like he was just doing a lot of bits, and maybe like half of them would have been entertaining and the other half would have been really annoying. But I think you at least should be getting something out. If you're going to do like moly things, it should be in your own self-interest. It should be like, I'll get, a safety, or I'll get a +1 or whatever, exemptions and all that stuff.
And I think back to your point, Sam, I think this is kind of why people are looking at Colby, is because the second anything of personal advantage comes up, he's the first to drop everything for it, but otherwise appears to be player-like. And I think that is rubbing people in a way that's like, mole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to seem player-like, but as soon as there's an advantage, you're the first person to throw tens of hundreds of dollars away.
Yeah.
So I think, to answer your question from 20 minutes ago, that's kind of why I think Colby is such a top pick right now.
Sure. That makes sense.
And again, that's the beauty of the game, is what Matt saw on site versus what you saw on site. Sam, we're completely two different things, despite living the same lived experience for the most part. You barring a few times y'all weren't on the same team, like y'all saw the same stuff, but you saw different things out of it. And you as a viewer you're not looking at Colby, but a lot of people on site have Colby as a top option right now just because of X, Y, and Z. So That's what makes it fun. It's what makes this game so interesting. But let's hop to the other challenge, which was probably even more infuriating than the boats, to be honest. Because there were just moments where I'm like, how are you not seeing a connection between these words? Like, it's so fucking obvious. And then they'd write stupid shit, and it just really irritated me. So this is Gridlock, so it's kind of a collaborative crossword of just putting words next to each other, and the idea is at the end you're going to try and write a word that connects all the words that are in a certain line, ideally trying to everyone cross over on the same word association. So it's about creating a crossword where there's a clear association between words, so there's no ambiguous connections. You're making it very clear. This is the only word that can connect these things, obviously, and we're all going to write it down, and we're all going to earn money. And, well, that didn't happen, obviously. So we'll get to the first group, which was Taylor, Sammy, Colby, and Jabbar. Taylor is back up to his old games of actively sabotaging, and he's actively forcing clunky connections, and he even admits to it. He's actively putting words that don't work together, but while the second group wants to spread out their crosswords so there are no unnecessary connections, Team 1 is like all clumped up together, so it's forced to play these.
Yeah, and sometimes you add an extra word and then it becomes harder. It's like, how does that one fit in? I liked the game generally. I want to play it with
I agree. Is that a real board game?
It is. It's a BGA game. I forget what it's actually called. I'll have to find it. This is a Jack Miller suggestion.
It seems like as long as you can draw some arrows on some paper and then you just words from code names or something.
I'll have to find it, but yeah, it's a real board game that everyone can go play.
I also think I would rate at this.
Me too.
There we go.
We would have been on a team, and we would have gotten a lot of points.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I think it's called. Perfect Words. It is called Perfect Words.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Perfect Words. Okay.
Yeah, fabulous game. Unfortunately, these people did not play it to its best. But again, it's the mall. People are actively being shitty, so you can only do so much. But yeah, like Taylor's causing all of that. I mean, Matt just said that adding a third or fourth word can like really screw up the connection that was kind of obvious beforehand. Sammy's doing it. Sure, we know she's not the mole, but like was adding a plane was adding plane to north and pirates. Just some interesting decisions and just some interesting connections at the end of the day when you're looking at 3 or 4 words that obviously have a clear connection and like no one's aligning, or there's one person who's just not on the same wavelength. It's just very all interesting and odd, but like anything that like caught your attention.
Well, North Pirate should have been Viking.
Like hello.
Possible answer to that. I was happy at least a couple people said clue for weapon pipe, because that seemed pretty like
obvious
for me. What were some of the other ones? The Casper go. I was like, if anyone doesn't put Casper, they're them all. And they
like
whatever it was, ghost character or ghost hero or something.
Ghost character, I think. Yeah.
I did, honestly, I was very proud of Taylor's baseball knowledge with right field. I was like, I did think baseball was like the correct answer there. Like right field.
Yeah.
There's no other thing, like that felt like a gimme to me too, that they missed out on for sure.
Yeah. I don't think anyone crossed over on that one, which was quite crazy.
I was so surprised.
Yeah, no one said anything. Yeah, again, just things like that where you're like, really? Okay.
It was hard to tell who was, like keep track of who was doing what. But there were some people that I felt that they were consistently answering things. It's like, why would anyone else put that? That's such a niche, like weird way of looking at it. But sometimes people's brains just work differently. I play code names with like a group of people, and this one girl, Nina, just like every time it's like, we'll never figure it out. We'll never get it. Because your brain just works differently. And so that might be the case.
Yeah.
If we're talking about both groups.
Yeah.
This one, I love that the second group did like a very like decorum style of like, I like that. I hate that. Like, I thought that was very smart. A good way to like communicate without communicating about do you follow where my head is going, for it to kind of compensate for the fact that people just think of things in different ways. But, and this is the hill I'm going to die on, Liz is the fucking mole. Liz is the mole, and I know people aren't super sus for her, but a couple people are, and they're going to win. And it's because I saw this in the first episode whenever I was here the first time, and I think it now because there's no way in hell that you get ancient giant bird and you put dinosaur instead of pterodactyl.
That's true. That was bad.
So you thought other people are going to put pterodactyl. We doubled this.
Yeah, they doubled it.
And you're going to put the word that's closest to pterodactyl possible, but isn't pterodactyl. Like Dodo, Julia put, I get that. It is an ancient bird.
I could see putting Dodo because I don't know if giant was on there. I think it was just ancient bird.
There was, I think giant or big.
I think giant was on that one. Yeah.
Okay,
I think so though. Like Dodo is an ancient bird, and if you don't think dinosaur bird correlation, but like that is an easy way to detract from the pot. That's it.
I also just have thought she's the mole for a bit. So she's high on my suspect list for sure. She seems calm constantly in a way that moles can be because they don't have to worry about getting eliminated.
Yeah. But to your point, Matt, like if they didn't put Casper, they'd be the mole. But the fact that they didn't all universally double that one, but they doubled.
I know that was weird. That seemed like the one double for sure.
Yeah, like trust me, when they doubled giant bird, ancient, whatever, I was like, all right, sure, you're all probably gonna put pterodactyl, sure, or whatever. Then I get the score sheets back and I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting, because I thought, you either double that one, you double ghost character for Casper. Like those are the two obvious ones, and then they didn't.
Answer me this. Did you have Cuck, K-U-C-K?
Jack made the words.
Look it up.
Is that not? I don't know. Is that a word?
I don't want to look it up.
No.
I don't want that in my browser history.
I
understand that it was with a K. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I know cuck to be with the C. I didn't write the words. This is not my mission. Not my
Cuck with a K is not. That's
okay.
Not.
Perfect. Yeah. When they kept asking me like, what does this word mean? I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking know.
Don't ask me because I don't know. Not because
I don't know. Like I'm playing the whole production can't step in and give you anything. In my head, I'm like, bitch, I'm like an idiot. I don't know what the fucking definition of this word is.
You fucked that one up because
I didn't write any of this.
Them something that's impossible because.
Well, good thing they didn't choose it and it didn't play me. That's really fucking funny because I had no idea what that word meant either. But also, this is the same mission where Lee was like, "Welcome to Gridlock. See what we did there." And I'm sitting there being like, I don't know what we did there. I didn't read this.
Everyone was really blank faced. It's just like
I still don't know what we did there, to be honest. So TBD, we'll figure out what we did there. Maybe in a few months when we revisit it. But yeah, there were just some strange, like not doubling Casper, but doubling pterodactyl. That was a flop.
Yeah. Foster's confirming on here that it's not real. It's not a real word.
Yeah, I was gonna say
maybe it was supposed to be luck. And
maybe kick. I don't know. Jack Miller.
The other words were at all cuck-like, so it did seem very out of place.
Yes.
I think that maybe more likely it was meant to be luck because that's right next to the K on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
because if everything else was like a little dirty, I would see it. But it throw in with everything else that was just like dinosaur and ancient.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What are some other ones? Everyone writing archaeologist for ancient profession in Earth, and Cooper being the only one to write geologist, which isn't wrong, but isn't right either. That was irritating. Not writing. You go.
The museum one.
Museum and professor, not
Liz,
profession.
I understand that you're smart and wrote docent, but who the fuck else knows that word?
Yeah, no one's gonna write.
Girl. If you know the word docent, you know the word curator. Chill out.
Literally.
Chill out.
Yeah. And that's such a clever way. If she is the mole, that's a clever way of being like, well, yeah, of course, that's what you would say, docent. Like,
that's what they are.
I don't remember what Cooper wrote either, but again, curator is the obvious. Like, come on.
Yes.
Let's not play games. Let's not do that.
I can tell you, Cooper didn't write docent.
I don't think if we did this challenge with 1,000 people, a single person would.
I know that that's a thing, but I wouldn't. I just don't think I'd ever write it. I think it's a word that I've used one time, one day, ever in my life. It's when a docent was showing me around a library. Yeah.
Yeah. Beach and Cape, and only 2 people wrote Cod. I thought was crazy again.
Yeah.
Sure, Liz and Cooper both come from the Northeast, and that's more in their head. Like that felt crazy. What was in the first group? For Dig and Pirate, and Colby doesn't write Treasure and writes like
X marks the spot.
X marks the spot. Oh, I went to
crazy. That was crazy.
Out of here. What
At least they all got Shovel. That one was one that was like, if anyone doesn't write Shovel, that's pretty suspicious.
Yeah, thank goodness they all got that one. Yeah, it's just.
But I do think though, like, yes, the first team had the strategy of like kind of making theirs, throwing in extra words, but even so, when you play, I don't know if you guys have ever played So Clover before. Yeah, but like when you're playing So Clover, like if you pick a clue that's like so good for one thing, you can kind of almost just like figure it out based on the association just from that one word rather than both clues, right? And so in my head, it's even though they were still being molish about it, it's easier to find comparisons in the first group because you can say, okay, yeah, plane doesn't work here, but these other 2 words match up so well, I'm just going to pick a clue association with these 2 words. Yeah. That's where my mind goes. Whereas the second group, I think, has a lot more molish tendencies in it because if it's vague and ambiguous, it's so much harder because there's so many correlations you can go with that just like there's no way people are going to agree on them. So I think the second group was giving more mole than the first group. The first group was just messy.
Which is funny because the team that had the better quote unquote strategy, which was group 2, which was spread out, let's not have any unnecessary connections, let's be like, ooh, love that, ends up doing significantly worse because of the ambiguous connections that they did create. So it is funny that, it was 39-25. The team that was messier, seemed less prepared, kind of was flying by the seat of their pants, ends up doing significantly better.
And did they get anything for winning or no? They just
hey, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
The pride of the job well done.
Let's play some basketball. Yeah. So, $64, that's pretty good for them, honestly.
It sounds like from how much you all are making fun of them that they really haven't been earning much. I haven't been paying close attention to the pot.
They're what, like under $700 or something right now?
Yeah, they're at like $650 right now. Spoiler, they do have the lowest pot across all 3 live seasons. Yeah.
Well, Sam and I also earned 90% of the money. Without us there, I could see it being tricky.
And their team hero in Julia is abandoning her post. So they're going to go downhill even further, especially if she eventually goes home. So,
Which, was such an interesting confessional. Another one that I wrote down was her talking about, now that Ben's gone, we all feel more comfortable sabotaging. Which I know you both might feel a type of way about, where it's like, hey, if the person who's throwing everything is now gone, you can now earn more money. But instead, everyone's like, I'll fill the void. No worries. Ben's gone. I'll step up to the plate and I will sabotage in his place in his honor. Oh, Lord. Truly, maybe some mistakes we made in casting. We should have cast both of you on this season just to see how much it drained y'all's soul and your happiness.
I do fear I would have hated it.
Yeah, it was hard enough to go through the first time. It was a real roller coaster of an experience. But I do think I might have gotten along with more people in this group, though.
That's valid.
And as much as I love our cast, I really do, and I love how insane everyone was. But yeah.
Well, they earned $64. So overall, I think they make like near $100 this episode, which, like, honestly,
wow,
pretty good for them.
Astounding.
I mean, this is episode 9, and they're only at like $650, so earning 1/6 of the pot in 1/9 of the time. You know what? I'll give it up to them.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give it up. But we head to the quiz portion, which Matt has already commented. Everyone has said in the "Who am I sus of" section, except for Julia. And I know people will be like, "Oh, it's editing, yada yada yada." Foster's just putting shit in here. It truthfully and honestly, everyone is looking at everyone. It really is a crapshoot at this point. People are just looking in a bunch of different directions because everyone is so sus.
Yeah.
It forces everyone to look in more places than just a few places.
I feel like we were more honed in because
By this point, oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, presumably, if any of them are still thinking differently in the next episode, like on the next vote, like the one when I went out, everyone put everything on the same person. So unless they're just kind of saying like, you got to start going all in soon, or you're going to get left in the dust.
Oh yeah. Which is, hear me out again. Why I think Liz is the mole is because she's still spreading on 4 people, and it's like
4 people.
It sounds like your cast is pretty, like you don't know who the mole is, whatever. Like everyone's kind of everywhere still, but that is a good mole strategy because it's not like I'm going all in on this one person or I'm only splitting between 2. If you start telling people that and you don't go home when those people go home, then it's really sus. How are you still here? Because you're the mole. So saying I'm splitting across all of these people, your mole suspects are always going to be there, which means that it's okay that you are still there because some people went all in on the wrong person. So I think the fact that she's so cautious, so I want to be patient but quick on the quizzes, that also leads me to believe that she is the mole.
Yeah.
Although we did hear from Alex, who was eliminated, that Liz was one of his top suspects, which was and he had a +1. So that's taking me also a little maybe away from Liz, as much as I do think she's a top contender. Alex was someone I, from the beginning, never thought was the mole. Alex seemed like, I think I would be friends with Alex there. Like Alex seems closer, to my age probably, and just kind of gave if you kind of took a couple of my allies from that season and mashed them together, be kind of like that.
I love Alex.
I'm going to think of one of their names, but I won't say which one.
No, this is a completely different vibe to y'all's season. Like y'all's season, despite at this stage not everyone being on the same page, everyone was kind of down to a few suspects.
Yeah.
This season, people are not as sure this season around. Like ultimately, Alex leaves on a 3, and that's including their +1. And Sammy's leaving on a 5, and Sammy is in a multi-way tie at 5.
Dang.
The scores are 3, 5, 5, 5, 6, and then a bit up to a 10 and a 14. Like most people are wrong.
That's gonna be so they're gonna think they're right for like a couple rounds, and then they're gonna get jarringly wrong.
There are people going all in on the wrong person on this quiz and getting a green screen.
Interesting.
Only confirming that they're correct, and time is fleeting for them to figure out that they're wrong. But it's hard to get out of the tunnel when you go all in and stay.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that you're wrong. It's hard to believe that you're not right. It's very difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. I think so. My thought, hear me out, is that people are putting answers on Colby, and Colby and Liz did have they probably had a lot of similar answers this round because they were in a group together. And so I think if people are going in on Colby, they're getting side answers on Liz that they don't realize. And that's what's potentially maybe keeping them alive. That's my thought. I'm staying with it. I also think Foster is a tricky little bitch. He edited that.
That's me, and Alex was going for Liz and Cooper. It does. That's the part that feels like a little weird to me because he only really got 2. But Alex did seem to me like someone who would not do as well in the quizzes, like a little bit more like in fun, like in the moment, kind of, like maybe not like a bookworm study kind of guy.
Alex definitely said at some point in one of the episodes, maybe 8 or so. They definitely said, "I'm not studying the dossiers because there's too much information." Bestie, why are you here? That's like the whole point.
Yeah, and
I mean, you're here for the fun. You're a fun character. That's right.
That's why you're here.
I thought it was very funny that Lee tried to frame Tay being the first one called as a good thing when Lee had put so much effort into the whole like, oh, we're gonna, throw Foster in the pool and have him have a light on me and like have this big production, and then it was over in 30 seconds. And he's like, we'll see if I get it right first this time. It's like, you didn't want to get it right first last time, Lee. You wanted this to drag on.
It was the most irritating thing, and there's nothing against Lee because he thought Tay was the mole at that stage in the game.
Right? Yeah.
And, like, it was so irritating that Foster, Craig, Liv, Blake, everyone like was staging shit for hours, being like, "This is going to be so cool and awesome." And then Lee's like, "I'm going to start with Tay," and I just like handle him. I'm like, "Son of a bitch! Like, really? I should have given you a list order, like, because we don't in season 2 we didn't give Lee shit, so we're just like." Go with what you want. And his whole idea is like, well, I want this to drag on, so I'm going to pick them all first. And I'm like, well, shit. But yeah, no, this time we had a different protocol. So he knew how to elongate it a little bit longer.
I was shocked to see, though, that Alex still had to wait for the red screen. I was like, I really thought we left this in season 2. But I was like, oh, Jabar's cooked. And then suddenly Jabar was not cooked.
No, and that's why we ultimately don't want to give Lee too much, because it's kind of like, and this is getting nerdy for a second, it's like, I forget what it's called. I think it's like the unknown hanging paradox is this like idea that, the idea is that like you live in a society where no one should know when they're about to die. So like all the person gets told is that you're going to get executed on one day, Monday through Friday at noon, but you should not know when it's coming. So the idea is like, well, you can't get executed on Friday because if you're not executed by Thursday at noon, you know it's Friday. And then it like the same idea carries forward that if you're not executed by noon on Wednesday, then you'd be executed on Thursday because they can't wait till Friday. So it just keeps carrying to the point of then no day works and they just execute on Wednesday and you would never know any better. So the same idea works here where it's like, if you always think that we'll never have the last person be executed, then everyone thinks, oh, well, because Jabar's second to last, it has to be.
And I didn't know for sure either, but I will say the only goal was, if you notice that I think the names I was given was somewhere in that grouping between Taylor, Julia, Jabbar, and Alex. And so I wanted to make sure that it came down to 2 people that were sitting next to each other for that one. And so I was either like, so I was like, I don't think, or I remember what happened at this point was it was like I was given Sammy's name and then someone between Taylor and Julia. And so at that point I knew it wasn't them. So I took them out of the back row. But then I also knew that there was like some possibility that I knew that it was between Jabbar and Alex or something like that. So then I just narrowed it down to them sitting front and center holding hands. And I was like, that was kind of what I wanted for that. So, but we had, I think the past 3 episodes, we had it where it was the second to last person was eliminated. And so I wanted to make sure that like we had a little bit of a guessing game.
Change up.
A little change up. Why not? A little fun. But yeah, it's hard when you have to break people's expectations, and like, sure, it happened a little bit more than season 2 than probably naturally should have happened, but alas, it happened. But we say goodbye to Sammy and Alex, 2 big suspects. Like Alex was definitely a bigger suspect than Sammy was, but people were looking at Sammy as just like a consistent, you don't do well very often, and it's hard to ignore. But yeah, we lose 2 massive suspects. We have some people who are reeling and are starting over from square one at this point. We had some people who went all in on Alex and stayed, and so they are trying to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do. We had some people who went very heavy on Sammy and now are like, well, don't know how I'm here. So a very shocking execution, and like it's, I don't know, like 9 p.m. at this point. So I just think after a long day, it's like, oh shit. And now I have to completely rewrite my notebook and clearly need to completely start over and find some new people. So.
That would be so stressful. I can't imagine being wrong.
I can't imagine being that wrong. Like, I mean, Sarah was number 2 the entire, she was 1 and 2 the whole time, and I kept just getting like, oh, what about that person? What about that person? But I always had Sarah. I mean, I almost had her completely clocked from the first challenge, but you messed up one thing, so it was like, But yeah, I mean, Sammy was an early, just in the first couple episodes, suspect for me, along with Sterling. I think Sterling was the other one. But by this point, I think I kind of rolled her out more.
But I am obsessed with her. I do love her.
Y'all would be best friends.
She is so fun and weird, and I love that about her. I just think like her deadpan, her energy, her making that putt in that one episode. I was just like, I love you. I would love to be her friend.
She's very you, just not as outgoing. Like she literally is you, just a little bit more reserved.
Yeah.
Who would I get along the best with?
I mean, you kind of already clocked it, Alex. I think you and Alex would get along very well.
Alex. I think I like Stephanie was the one that got along.
Oh yeah, you and Stephanie would get along for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But Alex,
you would talk shit with Taylor. That is the answer.
Oh yeah. Y'all would talk massive shit as long as y'all got on the same wavelength early.
Right. Yeah.
That's the big thing. Gotta be on the same page.
Or we'd be talking shit about each other.
Exactly. Yeah, no, Taylor's a hoot, but
Taylor is honestly such good television. From start to finish, every confessional he comes up, I'm like, I just fucking love him. He's so funny. I love to watch him. I hope he makes it to the end, even though I'm pretty sure all of his reads appear to be wrong at this point based on
Well, you know what?
I do think he was one of the people that went all in on Alex and is now.
I think Taylor's the mole. I'm gonna put my I'm gonna say I can't pick the same person as you, so I gotta go Taylor as the mole. Colby seems like too much the obvious choice. I like the idea of Liz. I do still think that's a possibility, but yeah, I'm gonna go Taylor.
I can see it.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, some people have been talking about how he has been very pro. It is one of Ben, Alex, or Steph for many rounds, and people have been like, very interesting, and all three of them are now gone, and yet you still remain. And to that, I understand when people are sussing him, but I also can say that multiple people went on the wrong person here at this quiz. It could be Taylor. It could just be a ruse to hide Taylor's mole identity, but...
And I think Colby is the winner. I'm going to say Colby is the winner, and Taylor is the mole. And I think that Colby knows who the mole is, and that's why you didn't say who Colby was suspicious of at this point.
Love that.
I think Liz is the mole, and I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna double down on my answer from episode 2 or whatever the fuck I was last year, and say I think Cooper's gonna win. I think Cooper or Colby is the winner for sure in my mind. Like I think one of them definitely wins. So I agree with your Colby stance, but I'm gonna put my heart in my original guess, and I'm gonna double down and say Liz is the mole and Cooper wins.
I just think those two will be very quick fingered, in the way that like Ethan was, just like answering, and that's what you need to win this game.
Absolutely, Colby he just seems incredibly competent to me. And very capable, like self-assured enough to win. And especially with how well he's done with advantages and stuff too. Like that stuff really carries you to the end. So if he can get through like that last quiz, I definitely see him winning for sure.
Well, you've heard it here, Sam. You're one of the few who I think has ever gotten the opportunity to stake your claim twice in the season, and you've been able to actually stick by your claim, which is quite impressive.
Thank you. If I'm right, you guys will never hear the end of it.
Well, we have only 2 more episodes left. So episode 10 is this Thursday, July 16th, where we say goodbye to 2 people. It's not another double. It is 2 separate rounds. So we say goodbye to 2 people, and then the finale will be July 25th. It's that Saturday, because the cast, most of them are reuniting in Boston to hang out.
Oh, that's funny.
So read into the finale location if you want. Some people really love to, because there's a curse going on.
I don't know where anyone's from. So
I don't
I think it's just Colby and Steph are from Boston.
Oh, so Colby gets second place. Poor guy.
That's the curse for anyone who's unaware. The runner-up has always been the home city of the reunion. Well,
you got to give them something to make it that far and not even know if you're going to win or not.
It's a hard feeling. So to the 2 people who are in the position but don't know if they've won or not, it's not a fun feeling, but it's almost over. 12 more days, and you'll know if you won some amount of money. I think it's like $800 something.
Oh, they're doing their best.
They're doing their. You know what? They're trying their damnedest now, aren't they?
No.
No. But for Matt, for Sam, for myself, for Lee, who popped on for a minute, we're gonna peace on off. We're gonna talk about this "Am I the Asshole?" Reddit offline.
Mhm.
I forgot I told you guys that.
Oh yeah, I'm not letting it go.